Hello everybody, today we're going to be continuing to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. This is, I believe, episode 38, and this is actually the first episode I've recorded in about 3 days. Pre-recorded a lot of the videos, for some reason, I don't know why I did that, but, yeah, this is the first one in about 3 days, that I have recorded, but I can tell you what happened. So, in the last episode, we saw pretty much all of the colonies jeez, get their independence. So we got America, Canada, all of North America. Mexico is a little less divided. But we got South America. This is, in my opinion, the best looking. And then Africa, which, there's too many countries in here, in my opinion. But we're going to go ahead and, well, it's going to be a very interesting episode. And we're going to take a look at some of the overall rankings. So, before we get to the overall rankings, we're going to go ahead and look at the economical rankings. So, let's go ahead and start what these are going to be. One is going to What? One is going to go ahead and be the British Political Union. Yeah, they're number one. Number two, honestly, I have no clue. I'm gonna put it as Sweden because I really don't know. It's definitely not any of Africa or the New World, so it's just limited to these, three continents. Um, I'm gonna say number three is gonna be Australia. I'm pretty sure no, they are a very good economical country. Number four is going to be the North Indian Federation. Now, I know they just kind of collapsed, but they're still a very powerful economic country. Number five is going to be China. Number six is going to be Poland. Seven is going to be the Southern French Union. And then eight is going to be the Sicilians. Nine is going to be actually the Bulgarians. And then 10 can really go anywhere. Um, I really don't, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and give 10 over to the Ukrainians, because I'm not entirely sure. But these are the economical rankings. And now let's go ahead and look at the militaristic rankings. Or no, it's just the overall rankings. So, the number one country in the world, in terms of, well, overall, is actually Poland. Number two, it can go anywhere. I'm gonna say the Southern French Union. For number three, I'm gonna go ahead and say actually China. They're still a powerful country. Number four, Sweden. Number five, Bulgaria. Number six, Ukraine. Um, number seven, Australia. And for number eight, I'm gonna go the Northern Italians. Number nine, I'm gonna go. Well, no, actually, no, scratch that. Hold on, I need to go back. So what we had six, seven. So this will be eight. The British Political Union is eight. They don't have the military. They have the economy. They don't have the military. But anyways, the ninth country is gonna be the Northern Italians, and then for the 10th, um. I have no clue. I have no clue. I have no clue who it could be. What the watermelons grow? Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's the Sicilians. Nope, not that. If I can click it, the Sicilians. So mainly Europe has all the power and it has number 8, 4, 1, 2, 9, 10, 5, and 6. Yeah. And Asia, well, they only have one, being China. And then well, Australia, surprisingly, they have one. It is seven, so yeah, pretty cool. Pretty interesting, right? Let's go ahead and jump into our first conflicts in Africa, which starts with the brown, kind of blackish team, starting their invasion of the green team right here. What just happened? No, they're starting an invasion of the green team right here, and they're doing pretty well in the starting stages of the war. They haven't captured any major cities, however, they're getting close to this one right here, and they're looking like they're about to encircle it until a bad thing happens for them, which is the pink team getting involved. Now, the pink team, probably a very weak country. However, they use all of their manpower to do this, and they get actually pretty far. Surprisingly, these guys do have two major cities, and they capture two major cities. Mostly probably because number one, the pink team is more experienced in this region. They're an actual country, like they're an actual Saharan country, while the brown slash black team isn't necessarily a country. The brown team is necessarily not a Sahara country. Guatemala just a coastal country. Just as distraction, the brown team, of course, has to retreat troops, and they do. And I do want to note there used to be a country right here where this brown team is, and well, they're no longer well, that country no longer really exists. As you can see, there is like red or no purple, which I have no clue what that. Oh, this is from Scotland. I don't really feel like changing that, but there's also red right here, and that's from that country. This is still Scotland right here. This is Scotland right here. So yeah, you can see traces of that. I'm pretty sure you can also see traces of red. Yep, you can. Probably blue down. Oh god, there's a lot of red. What happened there? But yeah, there's you can see blue all up close down here. Can you see the purple? You kind of can. And then this isn't a much different color, but anyways, like I was saying, there used to be a country here. However, that country no longer exists because it was kind of erased from humanity by the colonizers. And well, yeah, that is when the green team is gonna start invading. Now the green team is really mad that the brown team did this because that was infringing, of course, on their sovereignty as a country, and now they're kind of getting not. It's not good for. They do manage to capture another major city. However, that is about it, as they don't get too far. Um, yeah, they only separate these into two blobs. And this one has a lot more military in it, so they're just gonna go ahead and do this. So, yeah, and they even meet up with the coast. A very interesting thing to think about. A Saharan country meeting up with the coast for the first time. What would they think? I have no clue. Anyways, by this time, the Senegalese have been completely well, demoralized, and what is this? The Guinea guys, the Guinea guys, yeah, or kind of Burkina Faso, even though Burkina Faso is more over here. I would say it's more Burkina Faso. No, it's like because this is basically just the Ivory Coast, and Burkina Faso would be up here, so this would just be like part of Mali, but this is Mali, or this is Mali, and this is the West. No, this is probably Mauritania. I don't know why I'm arguing about country names, but anyways, we can see the green team up meeting with the coast right here. And from here, they're just gonna go ahead and surrender. So let's take a look at the peace treaty of Senegal. So in this picture, we see the pink team getting access to the coast. The green team also gets access to the coast. And first of all, there's a green right here. I don't know why that exists, but the brown team, the Senegalese, still remain. Who knows for how long? Well, the two new provinces were created, which is this one and this one, because it would look terrible if they weren't included. And honestly, will this country remain in the future? I don't really think so. I mean, just look at its location on the map. Same with this guy. He just might not live for too long. Just saying. But then we come down to the mess that is known as Madagascar. And well, if you see this religion map, you know exactly what's about to happen. Oh, well, that was expected. Yeah, so each one of these religions declare their independence in unison against the pink Madagascar country. And that's not good because, well, of course, just like we saw with Ada's Pro's gold team, there is a certain religion group right here, and it is definitely not blue. That is fascist. Yeah, the blue is fascist. Just saying. And, well, that's not very good if you're in this region, and you might want to prevent it. However, all of these countries are, they're just trying to set up their militaries and economies, so that probably might not be the best decision. Trying to get, hook up, or not hook up, but just, get rid of these guys. It probably might not be the best decision to do such a thing. Anyways, I forgot to say, but these guys are part of the original Madagascar country. Forgot to do that when I gave independence to this guy. But anyways, this guy is in big trouble because multiple religions, like the blue one in specifically, start to move into their neighbors, and of course, it's not going well because these are other religious people getting killed, and that's not good. Killing people because they're part of a different religion doesn't justify it at all. Of course, it's barely the same color. Maybe like that, maybe, yeah. I'd say while the pink team moves down the Madagascar island up here, And yeah, it's not going well. This pink team is also going to start invading up here for some reason, not focusing on the blue team. But the yellow team is going to go ahead and push in to the pink team. And the pink team is just not in a good position here. And they're almost dead. It's not very good for the pink team. If we can select the right color, yeah. Pink team is almost dead. They're kind of getting invaded from all sides, especially now that the red team is also invading. And when, or not the red team, the pink team. Now that they're invading, it's even worse. And this is just about to fall apart. Like, I don't even know what this is a part of anymore, but they start invading into the red team, or pink team, whatever. I don't really care. And they go behind enemy lines. And then this land all becomes back part of the pink team. And then this pink team starts to invade the yellow team. So it's just a bunch of nonsense. The pink country up here starts to move down the coast and fully takes this part of the coast. And well, now they're gonna go ahead and start fighting. Probably not a good thing because they're fighting and they probably should be fighting against this guy. However, the pink team is doing that, and the other pink team is also doing that. There's a lot of pink on this island. I've just noticed, but this pink area is completely wiped out by the blue, and even this is also wiped out. Now that the blue are focusing on the yellow team, trying to wipe out the southern distraction, and they actually do pretty well on that. They capture a lot of the coast. However, they aren't able to completely do it. Back over here in the north, though, we see the whitish greenish team. They are pushing back the pink team and especially the blue team, who's completely wiped out. However, the pink team makes a reappearance over in this region, so good for them. Uh, Wonder what will happen. I don't even know what this is anymore. This part of the pink team is wiped off, and eventually this whole yellow team will completely fall, which is not good because now, well, these troops are now moving in, and they are better than ever. They are better trained, and if I can pick a good color that I haven't used, maybe we'll be able to start the fighting. And well, they just start pushing in to this whole territory right here. And yep, the pink team is fully wiped out. But this pink team is able to fully wipe out this pink team. So now it's just the blue, the whites, and the pinks. And while looking at this map, the whites are going to be wiped out as the pink team takes all of this land right here. So if we color in something like that, and then the blue team, if this is blue, I don't even know. I'll just color in that. There we go. So we can see that the pink team, the Madagascar pink team, of the original one, has been wiped out, and it's now just two countries on Madagascar. And let's take a look at this peace treaty. So, taking a look at this peace treaty, it's very, very interesting. But this whole territory right here is fully annexed by the blue team, as well as all of this. So, it's a little hard to comprehend, but if you look at provinces, it makes a lot more sense. Anyways, the pink team up here will take all of this land, and all of that, all of this weird land right here that nobody cares about. Yes, so that is what it is now, and the blue team is gonna make its color lighter, so something like that I think would work. And actually, no, I'm gonna make it a little bit darker blue. There we go. I think that just fits better. And then this pink team, will also make themselves a little darker. And well, yeah, now it's time for world capital. So this capital will no longer be in that major city. It will be in, well, obviously it'll be in the major city that the actual that the pink team was in, the northern pink team. There's too many pink teams here. And then this southern Madagascar country, they'll just put their capital right here. And well, yeah, so now we have two Madagascar countries. The blue one is insanely more powerful, and they're also a fascist country, so that's something to worry about in the future. And, well, in the future is now, as they start their invasion of this blue country down here, as they storm through the capital. And, well, this country has not time to make a military. They just started on their economy, or, yeah, they just started on the military. They already finished their economy, so they're good on that. But they can't, start their military, so their whole coast is taken. They also couldn't start their navy. And, well, once that happens, this country is just gonna fully surrender. And speaking of fully, they're not gonna only fully surrender, they're gonna get fully annexed by the Madagascar blue team, and we can see that well, the Madagascar, southern Madagascar country is becoming a very powerful country, and we'll just have to see what happens with them in the future as they start to make more conquests. But they're actually going to go ahead and start their own ideology, which is known as fascist or African fascist, which is going to be it's going to be represented by a purple. And while other countries that are fascist in this region are this country, who else we got? Who else we got that are fascist? Nigeria's fascist, but they did not join the fascist. They didn't join the new fascist ideology that is made. They didn't join the African fascists. They're still part of the regular, plain old stupid fascists, which doesn't make any sense because all fascists are stupid because they don't know what they're doing. I don't know why I'm sitting here talking about fascists, but yeah, they make a new ideology called fascist a- African fascism, which is a different version of fascism. It is a lot better than the fascism of up here. It's just it's a lot more accepting, but it's also not because it's fascist. It's very weird. It's not too different, but it's also drastically different. Coming over here to the Cyan country, they will start their invasion of the the orangish country, and I want to keep it. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. These guys are just not powerful at all. They may look powerful. I mean, they were kind of the birthplace of the colonization of South America, but that doesn't really matter right now, as a way bigger and way more powerful country is storming through, and they've just taken your capital and all of your coast. So you might as well surrender, right? And well, if you take a look at this peace treaty, it's actually not full annexation. Just kidding, it is. And yeah, they take all of that. That is a large amount of land that they've taken. It is valuable, and you might be wondering how that orange team is just so weak. Um, they were in a little bit of an economical crisis. The South Americans have not really dealt well with the decolonization effort. They have kind of disagreed over some things. Like up here, there was a lot of disagreements specifically between these three countries right here. There was also a disagreement, of course, between the orange and teal team, and the teal team was just a stronger country, so that's why that happened. And the blue team was actually going to invade it first, but to get coast. But finders keepers, loser weepers, I guess. Anyways, that is gonna do it for this video. It was a very uneventful video. However, a new ideology was birthed, so I guess it's not that uneventful. Anyways, that's gonna be do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.